Have you ever felt alone and wondered how to stay happy in your 70s or 80s? It's not something most people talk about out loud, but deep down, many older adults feel the quiet weight of solitude more than they'd like to admit. As life goes on, things shift. Family members grow up and move away, loved ones pass on, friends drift apart, and social circles shrink. One day you wake up to find time, space, and silence, but not always company. Yet despite all this, there's a deeper truth. Being alone doesn't have to mean being unhappy. In fact, many find strength, peace, and even joy in solitude. This isn't about merely passing time. It's about learning to live fully, richly, and peacefully on your own terms. In this guide, we'll explore 5 powerful, emotional, and practical paths to happiness for older adults who live alone. Guide 1. A meaningful daily routine. One of the most effective ways to stay happy when you live alone is to create a daily rhythm that brings structure, comfort, and a sense of purpose. When we're younger, life often sets the schedule for us. Work, raising children, running errands. Each day is full of obligations that shape our time. But in later life, especially when living alone, no one is expecting you to be anywhere. And that kind of openness can become overwhelming if not managed intentionally. Without structure, days can blend into each other, making time feel meaningless. That's why even a simple routine can be powerful. You don't need to pack your day with tasks. It's about flow, a gentle rhythm that keeps you engaged and grounded. Maybe your morning begins with a warm cup of coffee by the window, a quiet moment to center yourself. Maybe you stretch or walk after lunch or spend a few minutes in your garden before dinner. These rituals, no matter how small, add predictability to your day. And predictability provides peace. There's comfort in knowing what comes next. It reduces decision fatigue and gives your mind something steady to rely on. Harold 76 starts every morning by writing down 3 things: one task, one treat, and one thought. The task might be folding laundry. The treat could be listening to jazz music. The thought might be a quote or feeling. That quiet ritual reminds him that each day has meaning, even if no one else sees it. Having a routine also gives you back a sense of control. You get to decide how your time is spent. And that autonomy, choosing your moments, boosts your self-worth. It's not about productivity, it's about presence. It's about honoring your own life, even in the simplest of ways. Guide 2. Emotional self-reliance. When you live alone, one of the most essential skills is learning to be your own emotional anchor. That means knowing how to comfort and support yourself when no one else is around. Many of us weren't taught how to do this. We were raised to be tough, to keep going, to put others first. But in this season of life, emotional self-reliance becomes a kind of quiet strength. You might come home to an empty house or want to share a story or a laugh, only to find there's no one there. Those are the moments when you can either spiral into loneliness or sit with yourself kindly. Emotional self-reliance is about how you speak to yourself. Are you harsh in your thoughts? Do you dwell on regrets? It's time to soften that inner voice. Try telling yourself things like, "I did my best today. It's okay to feel this way. I've got me." It may feel awkward at first, but offering yourself comfort builds resilience. Carol, 81, keeps a journal where she checks in with herself every night. One line, sometimes more. Felt lonely at dinner, but proud I cooked something warm. That's emotional self-reliance, seeing yourself even in solitude. You can also build self-support through breath and stillness. When you feel overwhelmed, pause, breathe. Let yourself be. Your body will feel the shift. You'll start responding instead of reacting. Over time, these tools, gentle thoughts, mindful breaths, become your emotional backbone. And remember, feeling lonely doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. Rather than pushing that feeling away, sit with it, then gently guide yourself back to peace. You don't need outside voices to tell you that you matter. You can be that steady, kind voice for yourself. Guide 3. Finding joy in small sensory pleasures. Happiness doesn't always come from big moments. Often it's hidden in the small sensory details of daily life, especially when you're older and living alone. A patch of sunlight on your arm, the sound of birds in the morning, the smell of soup simmering. These aren't just background moments. They're invitations to be present, to feel grounded, and to notice the richness of your own experience. Our senses are powerful pathways to joy. When you engage with sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, you anchor yourself in the here and now. And being present is one of the most healing things you can do when you feel disconnected. Turn a meal into a moment. Eat slowly, light a candle, use your favorite dishes, wrap yourself in a warm blanket while reading. Listen to music that reminds you of your youth. Let the notes stir your memories. These simple pleasures are not luxuries. They are nourishment. Ralph, 84, peels an orange every afternoon, slowly, deliberately. He says it brings him back to childhood summers. That orange isn't just fruit, it's joy, it's connection. You can do the same with your favorite scents, textures, and flavors. Touch especially matters. Many who live alone crave the physical connection they once took for granted. You can recreate that comfort with soft clothing, warm baths, cozy textures, or even just holding your own hands. It's soothing and deeply human. Joy isn't gone just because the noise has faded. It's still there, in the steam of your tea, the breeze from your open window, the crackle of a fireplace video. When you start noticing these things, the quiet doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels sacred. Guide 4, connecting indirectly with the world around you. You don't need deep, daily conversations to feel connected. Connection can be quiet, subtle, even anonymous. Just because you don't have close relationships nearby doesn't mean you're invisible. Start small. Smile at people you pass on your walk. Say hello to the cashier. Wave to your neighbor. Those micro connections remind you you still belong to the world. There's beauty in small acts of kindness. Dennis, 79, leaves kind notes in library books. You're not alone. Keep going. He'll never meet the people who find them, but he's part of something larger, an invisible web of encouragement. Volunteering is another meaningful way to stay engaged. Read to children over the phone. Knit blankets for hospitals. Write notes for people in hospice care. You don't have to be outgoing, just willing to show up, even in small ways. It gives your heart something to pour into. Even technology can offer connection. You don't need to dive into social media, but maybe you read comments on a YouTube video, join a gentle forum, or send a kind message. Being seen doesn't require fame. It just takes a moment of reaching out. Being in public spaces helps too. A park, a museum, a quiet cafe, just being there surrounded by life offers a kind of company. You're not on the sidelines. You're part of the world. Don't underestimate your presence, your quiet strength, your ability to notice and appreciate life. You matter, not because of how many people see you, but because you are still seeing, still engaging. Your kindness, your steadiness, your small actions, they ripple farther than you know. Guide 5, keeping your mind curious and learning. When life gets quieter, keep your mind alive. Curiosity and learning aren't just for the young. They are the spark that keeps your spirit thriving. Every time you explore something new, no matter how small, you're reminding yourself, I still care. I still want to grow. Learning doesn't need to be formal. Read a book you've never touched. Try a new recipe. Watch a documentary. Write your memories in a notebook. Paint. Garden. Listen to birds and try to identify their songs. Frank, 82, picked up a paintbrush for the first time last year. Now he paints quietly in the afternoon sun. He says the joy isn't in the results. It's in discovering something new, in feeling life awaken again inside him. Curiosity keeps your mind sharp, your emotions balanced, and your days colorful. It connects past and present. It helps you make sense of things and gives you something to look forward to. When your mind is engaged, your heart follows. This is your chance. Life has slowed down, but that means you have space to wonder again. Pick up the puzzle, watch the stars, plant something, learn a song, ask a question, be amazed by the answers. Your mind is still hungry for discovery. Feed it, and it will return the favor with energy, purpose, and joy. Being alone in later life isn't always easy, but it can be beautiful. It can be healing. It can be a time of rediscovery, a time when you finally meet yourself fully, kindly, patiently. These five guides, routine, emotional self-reliance, sensory joy, quiet connection, and curiosity, can help you build a life that's not just tolerable, but deeply meaningful. You don't need a full house to feel full inside. You don't need constant conversation to feel heard. All you need is intention, a little courage, and the willingness to see your own life as something worthy. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too late to grow. Wherever you are, however quiet your days may be, remember this: happiness is still yours to create. And if this message resonated with you, consider sharing it. Leave a comment. Let others know they're not alone. Because together, even in our solitude, we are a community, quietly strong, beautifully human, and still so very alive.